Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. Got unloaded this morning. That's another place they can send me there. There's 2 or 3 places they can send me to lately. I was in and out there in about 30 minutes. That's how it ought to be. Got in there 8 o'clock. My appointment was for 9. I was unloaded by 8:30. Backed up to a door, unloaded everything by 8:30. That's how it ought to be. Sent me about 2 hours up the road, northern Wisconsin, and loading some. I think I'm loading some kind of produce. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is. I saw the lady next to me loaded, and she took off. It looked like produce. I couldn't tell. But either way, it's got to go back to Arkansas, and then we'll get that off, and then I got to ease over to my Arizona run. Go over there to my place, get that load going to Arizona. I'm loving it. Dispatcher hooking me up, love it. So I thought they were talking to me. I should have known better than that. But yeah, I guess we're gonna be high stepping. I shout out to that Rocky Mountain bull hauler. If anybody knows what bull hauling is all about, we need to run together. If you don't, you probably won't, but I'll be glad to teach you. It's a lifestyle. So you just gotta know, you gotta live that life, and I'm about that. I'm definitely about that life, that's for sure. But I hope y'all doing good. They started loading it, and we'll get loaded here for too long, and we'll get on down the road. Be down in Arkansas in the morning, sometime in the morning. We'll be down there. But I guess we'll talk to y'all later. Hope y'all doing good. Y'all be good. Take it easy. See ya. tell you, what a day. Well, we made it down here to our yard in Arkansas. Pretty long day. Dropped my trailer here at the yard. I'm gonna go to bed here in just a little bit. Drop my trailer, put my paperwork on it, and gonna get up in the morning, get this tire fixed. Fortunately, it had enough air. I checked it about halfway down here. It still had 100 pounds in it. Made it all the way down. Had a couple of truck drivers from California. I don't know what it is about them guys in California, man. I'll just leave it at that. But made it down here. Been driving all day, part of the night. Yeah, I was giving a shout out to that Rocky Mountain Bull Hauler earlier. That's another YouTube channel. It does bull hauling, obviously. It's a lifestyle. That type of not necessarily. The freight hauling cows is one thing, but it's the type of running. If you know about it, you know about it. And to clarify, I've never had to do drugs to do that. A lot of them guys, let's just say a lot of guys, back in the day, they were popping pills and doing all kinds of stuff to stay awake. I never had to do that. Just, I guess, just internal motor. I don't know what you call it, motivation, whatever you call it. It just takes it's a different type of. It's a lifestyle. It's just a. If you know what I'm talking about, the very, very few that are watching it, that are seeing what I'm putting out, I'm not too sure. Really not too sure how much longer I'm going to keep doing it, honestly. I will say this. I appreciate the 5 or 6 or 10 people that's been watching these videos that I put out. I really appreciate y'all looking, watching. I'm obviously doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. And I don't know if it's just I'm just that boring, or which it could be. And if it is, I mean, just somebody let me know. Somebody let me know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, am I that boring? And I'm a big boy. I can take it. It ain't the worst thing that anybody's ever said to me. I promise you. But it would be nice to know what I'm doing wrong or right. But I'm not a quitter, but I don't really see the point, really. When I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm tired. I don't know. Get a good night's sleep, and I'll have a new perspective, maybe. Get me something to eat. I'm gonna when I go home next weekend, I'm gonna purchase me some weights. I feel like I'm really gonna move forward trying to get my body back into shape. I can walk better and really lift and get me like some kind of personal gym that I can fit here in the truck. I've saw a couple of them that I can fit in here, but the hand weights are mainly what I'm going to be focusing on. Kettlebell, so I can do some squats and stuff like that. Yeah, I gotta get this weight off of it. That's just all there is to it. I'm gonna get those weights next when I go home, and I really want to work on my improve in a lot of areas. My health is one. Getting back into shape. I mean, I used to be in real good shape. I used to play, like I said, I played sports just about my whole life. Used to be able to hit a softball a long way. I'm not very tall, but I used to be able to hit a softball as far or further than guys that stood a foot taller than I was. Did that for years. But that's a whole nother category and a whole nother story. I know y'all don't want to hear about that type of thing. So, like I said, I appreciate the few of y'all that are watching. That when I look on here and I see 6 views, I mean, it's a little disheartening. I ain't gonna lie about it. It takes a little bit of effort to put these things together. I don't even have trolls. I don't even get nobody I can't even get nobody to troll me. That's kind of unique. We'll see what happens. I thought I'd start these. Just for some reason, I just felt led to start doing this. I figured everybody else got YouTube channels. I figured I'd have one too. But I don't know. Just I'm a little discouraged right now. Couple things, but it ain't the end of the world. I'll wake up tomorrow and everything will be. It's a whole new day. Well, it's already into tomorrow. But look at it with a whole new perspective. Get a little bit of sleep. It's been a long day. I got a long day again tomorrow. I got to go to. I got to get the trailer tire fixed. Turn my paperwork in. Get them to check all my other tires. Just check everything out real fast. Then I'm gonna go over here to the store, the grocery store, and get me some stuff to stock my refrigerator up. And eat. That was the other thing. That goes hand in hand with my health. So, I really want to lose this weight. Just like I said, I got motivation. I appreciate what you wrote back to me when I commented, and I'm all in. Let's get this thing together. Let's do that. 2023. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm just rambling. Y'all have a good night and good day. Like I said, I do appreciate the ones that have been watching. I appreciate it. I wished I could look on there and see who it is, but I hadn't figured out quite how to do that yet. I'm still new to all this. But I do appreciate it a lot. So y'all have a good night, and I appreciate it. We'll see y'all in the morning. I'm gonna do that and then head down to probably get this truck washed. I'm gonna look at the forecast to see what it's gonna be like. I got to go back to Arizona, and I'm gonna look at the forecast to see what it's gonna be doing across there, south and north. And then if it's not gonna be snowing or raining or anything like that, I may. Cause I noticed last week it was snowing in El Paso, so we'll see what happens. It's been a long day, but we'll figure out what happens, and then if it's not, I might get the truck washed and go from there. Go get my load. It loads tomorrow evening, so I'll ease over there. It's about an hour south of here. I'll ease over there and get that load and proceed towards Arizona. Get the first leg of it knocked out at least anyway. Get past Amarillo or somewhere into New Mexico, possibly. It depends on how early or late they get me loaded. The first time I did this load, I picked it up at 1:30. They didn't have it ready till... I didn't leave there till 1:30 in the morning. And I had to be in Phoenix by 4 in the morning the next morning. And fortunately, I had a 2 hour... I had 2 hours extra because of the time change. Going in the mountain, and Arizona was on Pacific time at the time. Ever since the time changed, they're on mountain time now. But it's you just gotta hump it. And a lot of my videos, why you don't see more than what you see, is because I'm driving most of the time. I'm not at a shipper or receiver very long. I'm usually just there long enough to get unloaded and get reloaded, and I have to get going. I have to book it. And, I don't have time to stop. Like a lot of people do. I got a small window of time on a lot of my loads, so I have to keep moving. So, but I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the people I watch again. I really do. Y'all take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Good morning. Well, I got my tire fixed. Um, I had a little, I guess it was like a finishing nail or something. It's a real small nail in my tire. I'm not sure how uh, most companies want to approach that. I look at things like an owner operator would look at it. Um, I drove, I drove a, just like I was saying before, I drove for an owner operator. I drove a couple trucks for him. One of them big long hood trucks. I mean, it had 18 speed in it. It was fast. It was real fast. It was a what they used to call a West Coast truck. It could it would run. It had a 525, 5 1/4 uh, red top Cummins engines in that thing, and that thing. I'm tell you something. Everybody can talk about Cat. You can talk about Detroit. Those are both good. I've driven all three. I mean, all are good. I'm not knocking any of them. I love a Caterpillar just as much as anybody. Trust me. I had drove a W900 a long time ago, and that thing was sure enough fly. Uh, um, it had a big Cat in it, 550 Cat. I mean, it was fast. The tall tires. I mean, it was a big truck. It was large. It was what they used to call a large car. That thing would fly. Uh, but I had a Caterpillar. I had the old Detroit 60. I've driven those. All those engines are good. I mean, they're all good. The Detroit's probably a little bit better on fuel. It pulls good. But I'm gonna tell you something. That Cummins, that 525 Cummins, that red top motor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we used to haul these. We used to haul this load. We had an overweight permit, and we would take it to Kentucky, and we'd be sitting at about 100,000 pounds, and we had, like I said, we had an overweight permit, and it was routine what we did. We went through the scales, we showed them the permit, and they let us go. And but we used to go over Mont Eagle in Tennessee all the time, and I'm gonna tell you something. I was 100,000 pounds, and it pulled Mont Eagle. I'd be passing people with that truck. I mean, so and that was. I've driven Peterbilt. I've driven the big long hood Peterbilts. I've driven the Kenworth. But I'm gonna tell you something. You can say what you want to about Freightliner, especially the old Freightliners, the long hood one. That thing that was probably the best riding truck that I ever drove, was that truck. I'll see if I can find a picture of it and put it in here. The thing was a pretty truck. It was blue. Had chicken lights all over it. I mean, I drove a covered wagon. That's back in my flatbed, back when I was pulling a flatbed. We hauled a lot of steel back then, and that covered wagon, man, I tell you, that covered wagon just made hauling steel so much easier. I mean, it just made it easier. I would have loved a Conestoga, but that covered wagon, man, I tell you, it made things so much easier. I hated it at first. I hated that thing at first, but it's like anything else. You learn to when you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Anyway, I got way off subject. I don't even know where I was going with it, but anyway, but they got my. Oh, I was talking about owner operator. But yeah, I try to. Most companies would probably want to take, if you got a slow leak in your tire like that, they probably to be safe, they would probably want you to take it to, if you're at a Pilot or if you're at a Love's or CA, Petro, whatever, they would probably tell you, well, take it to the shop and have them fix it. And that, you can do that. But, if you drive, I drove for an owner operator, and you try to save money where you can. And that's what I'm saying. I learned more driving for that guy. I drove for him for several years, and I learned more. I learned more during that time than all the years I've driven. You know, stuff that I had to keep an eye on. Um, I tell you something else that happened. When you get your oil changed, if you go to a Speedco or one of these shops to get your oil changed, I know there's a hose that hangs. It's like a breathing hose, and I'm not sure it's on these new trucks or not, but I don't know if I should say this or not, but I know on the old trucks there's a tube that hangs down, and they the place had taken that hose because you drive over a pit, and they had taken that hose and shoved it up into the suspension of the truck just to get it out of the way. Well, when they got done changing the oil, it didn't. They didn't put it back, and they told me, hey, your truck's ready. Well, I go and crank it. I didn't look at it. I'm thinking, shouldn't have to look for something like that. And so when I pull it out, all of a sudden it starts smoking and the turbo starts spooling up, and I'm like, what the crap? I mean, it looked like it was on fire. Well, the turbo went out because it caused all that back. It had oil. It was a big mess. And my boss, I mean, he was upset, but he wasn't upset with me because it's just one of them things. But that's stuff like that is what I look for these days, because you learn little things that you don't normally would look for, And but anyway, I get way off subject, I try not to do that, but I'm bad about doing that. But anyway, I looked at that tire like an owner operator would. I just keep an eye on it and get it back to the shop, because I knew it was coming back to Arkansas, and as long as I could keep air in, I knew it was a slow leak, so I knew there was something small in there. It wasn't, you couldn't hear it, but it was leaking down over a day. And when I got back here, it was back down to 80 pounds. So and it's like I said, if your tire is 80, and these weigh stations anymore, they have technology that they can see if your tire, they consider 80 pounds or flat. It's like I said, it's really to the discretion of the officer of how butthurt he is that day, or what type of mood he's in, or how, just whatever. You always want to take that discretion away from the officer. Do your part and take that away from them. If you stay on top of everything what you're supposed to do, it will pay big time dividends at the end. And just looking over your truck, every time, just taking a few minutes. You don't have to spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour like they teach in these schools to do a pre-trip. That's a proper pre-trip, but ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, you can do it throughout the day. You could check it over, you can check it over real good, walk around, listen for air leaks, have your truck turned off. Well, you can air your truck up and then turn the truck off and then air everything up, push the trailer knob in, and just listen, and listen, as you walk around your truck, you can listen, if there's an air leak, you probably will hear it, or you'll see something, and when you check it out like that, and then, like when you're at a shipper or receiver, you're getting loaded. If you're gonna be there for a couple hours, go get your air gauge and walk around your truck, and stick your tires. It takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do that, maybe. And a lot of these places, have air hoses. If you got a low tire, they'll unless it's a Walmart, and even some of them would let you, but I haven't personally run into having to use their stuff. But I'm just saying, if while you're there, you can spot something you can walk around and just look over stuff real fast, and it don't take just a few minutes. If you do little things throughout the day and just stay on top of it, just walk around, just make it a routine. It's just like lifting weights, which, like I said last night, I'm gonna get me some weights. I'm gonna start doing the weight thing when I go home and get that stuff. Because I got some goals, and I wanna eat better. I wanna look better. I wanna be a better person. Um, People say that for New Year's resolutions and stuff, but I've said that in the past, and I don't really mean it. I'm like, I need to lose some weight. I really need to do this, and I never do it. But I'm really focused now. After what happened this year, I really want to do right. You know, Hopefully I'll meet somebody one of these days. You know, I just want to be. I want to be a better person. Um, somebody that would. Somebody that would be. You know. Would be. Proud to have. You know. That's my goal. You know. I can be. I can be. I'm one. I'm one of. I'm one of two. I'm either all the way one way or I'm all the way the other way. I'm a type of person that I'll do anything in the world for anybody until they give me a reason not to. And then when they give me a reason not to, I mean, I'm either all for you or all against you. There's no in between. Unless it's somebody that I care. There's people in my life that I'm just talking about people in general. I ain't talking about people that's in my life and that I actually care for. Uh, there's a lot more room for error on that. I probably to a fault. I give people the benefit of the doubt, but anyway, I haven't gone way off subject, and I didn't gone from this subject to that subject to this other subject. That's just how I am. I'm scatterbrained, and this is what it is. I'm gonna get me a shower. We got showers here. I don't think I'm gonna wash my trucks. It's like it's gonna rain. Uh, cleaned my windows yesterday. Got all that crap off of them. Turned my paperwork in. I got me a new load lock. Got my tire fixed. It ended up being a finishing nail. I went way. Let's see. I was at home plate. I went to first base, and then I walked into the dugout. Then I climbed over the dugout, and I went up into the stands. Went up to the upper deck. Went out to right to left field, upper deck, downstairs, back across center field. I done the whole gamut. You know. Uh, now I'm back. Now I'm back at first base. I tell you. Well, that's what makes the world go round. There you go. But anyway, I had a small. I can't believe. Well, I can believe because that's what I do. But I had a small little finishing nail. That thing probably wasn't about that long. It was a little small thing. And a finishing nail is like these little tiny nails that they use in molding. I used to work at a lumber yard, so you know that's how I started driving. I used to drive a sheetrock truck. Um, and if you don't know what that is, just look it up. I used to carry sheetrock and carry shingles on roofs and carry sheetrock in houses, and I used to work, like really work. Um, but anyway, it kept me in shape. But anyway, they use these little finishing nails before I get off subject again. Uh, but when they put molding, like wood molding, they use these little nails, and they're real shiny, and they pop them things in there, and that's what they call a finish nail. Anyway, I had that in my tire. Good gracious, man! I swear. No wonder I ain't getting no views. I go all over the place. Anyway, But that was in my tire. So you can get the little smallest thing in your tire, and it's just cheaper. What I was saying, to go back to that, yeah, it's probably safer to take it to a shop and let them fix it, and they may fix it, but some of these shops don't really hire the best people. You know, they're good at what, I mean. They may do what they do, but they're not. You got some people that strive. Look at like Alabama football, or you look at your top like college football or any sports thing. They always talk about be a champion today. You know, it's a different mindset of doing your best always, and that's why I appreciate you, Sheila, so much, because you bring that out. You really strive and hit that point all the time. And I grew up and with that mentality, and I just kind of got away from it. But some people care, and some people just, they just they're just there to do the bare minimum and collect a paycheck. And if you cut like here, we got a shop, and it's just cheaper to keep an eye, keep the tire pumped up, and keep an eye on it. You can, it was slow enough that I could drive it down the road, and I could find air if I needed to and pump it up real fast, and I knew I could make it back here. Um, Now, if it's leaking, if it's blowing air, I mean, obviously you're gonna have to get that fixed. But something like that, it's cheaper on the company, owner operator, whoever. It's just cheaper to get the truck back to your shop and let them address the issue, whatever the issue is. I was able to get my tire fixed. I was able to get some more oil, some windshield washer fluid that I needed. I replaced my load lock that I used in that trailer yesterday. The one I took to Wisconsin each trailer is supposed to have 2 load locks, and we keep 2 or 3 or 4 on the back of the truck on our rack on the truck. I usually keep 2, and I had to use one because the trailer that I took up there, it was sealed when I picked it up, and when I got up there, I only had 1 load lock in it. So, and the load I brought down the broker required 2 load locks, and it probably didn't need it, but to prevent any issues, because the load is a load of onions, and they look kind of sketchy as far as they may fall. So I didn't want the trailer to get to the receiver, and they got onions laying in the floor, because they didn't have them wrapped very good, and then there's only 1 load lock. Well, then they have an excuse to say, oh well, there's a damage claim, blah 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 blah. If you do your job, it takes care. Just little stuff takes care of a small issue. Usually would turn to a big issue if not if not addressed. Well, I done gone way past what I wanted to do here. I'm gonna try to throw this together and make complete this journey from Wisconsin back to Arkansas, and get me a shower, go over here and get me some groceries, and then I don't know. I may ride down to this restaurant and get me something to eat down there. Not sure, but then ease on down there to where I get my load at, and go down there and go to bed, I guess. Give me some sleep. So I'm probably gonna drive him through the night again. I do a lot of my driving at night, but before I go off on another tangent, it's, like I said, I appreciate the ones that's been watching. Whoever sees this, and I'm gonna get my face cleaned up. Just shave, clean up, change clothes, put on some fresh clothes. It's a lot warmer down here, and just go from there. Well, I hope y'all have a good day, and if you would, just let me know what I'm doing wrong with this, if you don't mind. Um, I'm obviously not doing something right. I mean, just let me know what I'm doing wrong, and I'd appreciate it. So, hope y'all doing good. Y'all take care, and take care of yourself. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. That'll be good. Bye.